there's a special group of watches, the hype watches, the watches that we know are the ones you'd be a little bit cautious at wearing out in certain cities around the world, the ones that you know when you put up on social are going to go bonkers. But you sort of dismiss them in some ways because you sort of think it's not for me. And I was with you. But there's one particular reference from one particular hype watch that has fundamentally changed everything for me. Let's get into it. So guys, welcome back. Just a little final video before Christmas, before we break up for Christmas and New Year. And I wanted to talk to you today about this watch. This is the reference 5065 Patek Philippe Aquanaut. And I wanted to talk about what it's been like owning the thing, what it's been like wearing it for the last couple of weeks. I've barely taken it off in probably a month now, since it changed its colors to the rubber strap. Let me give you a little bit of background. I bought the watch probably 4 or 5 months ago from Analog Shift, from James Lambden, Analog Shift, and TC. If you've ever dealt with them, you'll know how good they are. If you haven't, highly recommended. And originally it came on a bracelet. And the bracelet is a sort of brick bracelet, not for everyone, highly polished. I actually think it's a stunning thing. And I think it's something that down the line will become quite collectible. But at the moment, it really changes the dynamic of the look to a place that I don't want to take it. For me, the rubber accentuates the case shape, that beautiful, beautiful sort of Nautilus ellipse, Aquanaut case shape, that round but not round sort of vibe, layered on layered, with the grenade dial, and it needed to be on rubber for me. And eventually it was changed. It took a bit of time to get there, but it changed to the rubber strap. Thank you to the team at Patek ultimately for in London for helping me with this rubber strap. This strap was worn, has been worn for a long time by Mr. Alessandro Squarzi from Fortella. For those of you who might know, the clothing brand in Italy. Is a cool dude. He particularly influenced me on this color, and same with Tom Exton, TG, my dear friend Tom in London. He's worn it like this. So 38 millimeters. What's the deal? Well, you can get them in two variations. You can get them without tritium. So the early ones are tritium dial, T-dial, where you see these lume plots that are sort of creamy, or you can get them with lume. The later ones in lume. Just to give you a quick brief on the production numbers. So the 5065A, which is the one that was born on a rubber strap, was produced from 1998 to 2006, and about 8 to 12,000 produced. We don't know specifically. The one I've got actually here is the reference 5065 1A001, which was born on the bracelet. Again, same period of time, late 90s to early 2000s or mid 2000s, and it was 3 to 5,000 produced on the bracelet. So actually, slightly fewer on the bracelet. Ultimately, the charm is in the T-dial. The charm is in the T-dial, and that for me was the thing. Prices have been creeping up on these because it's 38 millimeters. For some, it might seem a tad small. For some, it's going to be absolutely spot on. For me, it's absolutely spot on. Prices have been creeping. You can get them now. You can get them for 30, early 30s watch only. But now they're creeping up to the 40 mark. And I've seen on Chrono 24, whether they get this or not is up for grabs. But early 40s to mid 40s, I see these actually continuing to climb and be further sought after, because when it comes to wearability, I genuinely haven't taken the damn thing off. It's got this incredibly thin profile. I love the sheet crystal, so I'm a sucker for a flat crystal where you see from across the room, you see that capture, that little glint, that little glare. That's all you need to know. And the shape is so special. You know, for me, the date window is so beautifully dialed in on the dial at 3 o'clock there. I know some people don't necessarily like it, but the balance for me is here. This might well be the best reference Aquanaut ever made and will ever be made. That's why I say I think it's a sleeper for the future. I say sleeper, it's probably not so much a sleeper, but something that people can keep an eye out for. The open case back on the back, screw down crown, which for me is essential. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. So what's it been like to wear? Incredibly comfortable is the one thing that I would say. Incredibly, incredibly comfortable. Thankfully, I'm not out and about, you know, in a city environment, taking the train often where I feel like walking around, quite frankly. I'm always on a bike. I feel a little bit safer wearing it under the cuff. From a safety perspective, I've thankfully I've not been, you know, so conscious of it, but from a wearability standpoint, I'm not afraid to wear it for anything, and that's the real testament to how good the damn thing is not being afraid to wear it at any time. Haven't swam in it yet, but I'm genuinely not afraid to. I know I'm going to get some commentary on that. I'm generally not concerned about swinging it if it's had its testing done and it's watertight. For me, it really is the perfect summer watch, and this color, this sand color rubber straps, just heaven. Ultimately, it's the profile, it's the thinness, it's the hands, it's the dial. There's nothing about it that I don't like. There's nothing about it I don't like. Size-wise, for me, alongside the Lange 1 at 38.5, this is 38. And then I've also got the Saltarella there, which wears very similar to a 38 mil. So all three of those sort of, for me, potentially a 3-watch collection that could take on anything. Anyway, the experience has been outrageous. I feel hugely lucky to have it. I feel the balance on the wrist is amazing. I'll wear it doing anything, and as a result, I just think it's an absolute ripper. I mean, I can't take my eyes off it, and for me, it's got those proportions that feel enduring to it. It feels like you could wear this in your 30s. Coming up to my late 30s, unfortunately now, into your 40s, into your 50s, into your 60s. I just don't see it ever going out of fashion. But there we go, guys. The Patek Philippe 5065. Let me know your thoughts, and thank you as always. Cheers.